Hello, everybody, and thank you for clicking on this live episode of Doofus After Dark. A short episode. We're going to be focused on Washington, D.C. primarily in this episode. And we will be live tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Chris will be on with us tomorrow night at 10. And we will be covering what's going on around the world. In the meantime, let's get started with, we're going to have a couple of reports from Penguin 6, one of the Washington, D.C. correspondents, starting out with the false alarm today that caused quite a stir throughout the country.
Well, they said, no, you got to save this building. It's just so amazing. All right, let's get rid of this bike and go find a hamburger. It's a pretty good trade, bicycle for a hamburger.
10, 12, and 23, truck 13, squad 3, battalion 2, Tennessee Special Ops. Medic 3, ambulance 16, ambulance 12, ambulance 4, EMS 7, truck 8. Engine 33, medical ambulance bus 3. Battalion Chief EMS response for an active shooter reported the Senate office building 120 Constitution Avenue Northeast. Stated a staff member is shooting across the First Street.
We're going to get a burger, but then an active shooter call has just come from the U.S. Capitol. We're very nearby. We're trying to get up there. Cops and ambulances are everywhere. Let's go see what's going on. I'm not sure we can get by. It looks like they're closed off to only police are allowed to get up there. There are a lot of ambulances up here. We're going to veer off and try to park. We're going to have to park illegally, but let's cover this.
Okay, guys, looks like we got an active shooter call at the U.S. Capitol. Trying to make my way up, see what I can see. I got rescue squads and ambulances here. Heavy police response all around.
Again, if you're just joining us, this is Penguin 6 and his coverage from earlier today of the reported active shooter in the Senate office building, the Russell building. It was a false alarm, thankfully.
Yeah. In the Russell building. Okay. I'm on my way.
The call came apparently from a staffer, and it was a false alarm. The 911 call was not accurate.
Active shooter, Russell Senate office building. There's an active shooter. Yeah, you might want to head down the hill. Press, can we cross? All right. Yeah, the Russell building. Yeah, let's kick this. What do you got? Not much. No, that's just them arriving. Cops arriving. Who'd you get your confirmation from?
That's my boss's. Oh.
Again, if you're just joining us, this is coverage from Penguin 6 from earlier today. What turned to be a false alarm, but the evacuation of the Russell office building, Senate office building, a place I've been numerous times.
The rally point, we've been kicked off the grounds. We can't go any closer. So this is where all the staff have been to the rally points.
And we'll get word here from the chief.
They secured all the entrances.
shots, and certainly no victims, and as a result.
So there we go. It was officially a false alarm, and was confirmed at 4:05 p.m. this evening in Washington D.C. And while we're talking about Penguin 6,
Hey guys, good morning from.
hang on a second. He requeued on me here. We're going to look at last night. There was the 1 year anniversary of the beginning of the vigil for J6ers outside the jail in Washington D.C. And Penguin 6 also on hand to cover that. We're going to look at his coverage and also the coverage coming up next from Ford Fisher.
Units. Apparently, Antifa, Black Bloc, and other counter protesters have shown up to make fun of the J6ers and Donald Trump. So let's go see what we can see. Oh, they're yelling for, what's his name? Trump. Oh, this is the guy.
Jericho, you gonna attack me with the flag again?
Where's Ford? Oh, I see. On both sides. Oh, that's not allowed. Look at does it all.
Turn it down a little bit. It got really loud. So here we have a look from someone not on either side, a video journalist, and we're getting a unbiased report as to the activities and the number of people actually present. I don't know if it's the time of the day or the fact that they're all confined, but
Their numbers have gone down a lot. The cop just told me they had more people a while ago. Now they're going down in numbers. The J6 group has got a pretty good turnout tonight. It's pretty hard to hear anything. There was a lot of fun in there.
Okay, guys.
okay, so that is there's Penguin himself. That was his report. Now let's go over to Ford Fisher, who you saw there in the.
Every American.
Hold on a second. It kicked off automatically. We'll start our X scroll with Ford news to share. You saw him standing there in the shot. Penguin walked up and stood next to him for a bit. And here's Ford's report.
I want to say to each and every American, be free! We the people must be the people! says. And it's true! It's true, everyone! So enjoy some lovely tacos. I see ice cream bars. I see cake. They have nothing over there as delicious as that. And they don't have Captain J6! Mickey, you killed your own daughter. What the fuck? Mickey killed Ashley. Mickey killed Ashley. What the fuck is wrong with you, Mickey? You killed your own daughter. You made a call. You documented killed your own fucking daughter. Are you not happy? What the fuck is wrong with you, Mickey? Mickey, you can hug her, but she still killed her own daughter. Mickey killed Ashley Babbitt. Mickey killed Ashley. Hey, Mickey, what's it like? You killed your own daughter. What's it like to murder your own daughter? Is your son next? Mickey, is your son next?
It is 365 days of Mickey Whitlock kicking DC ass. She has been demanding an investigation into the murder of her daughter, the murder of Roseanne Boylan, the murder of Ron Sigmund, the murder.
Okay, and you can catch the rest of that on News to Share, thanks to Ford, friend of the show. And you can catch him on Twitter, on Facebook, or on YouTube. On to some other news now. This is a video that is going to be one of those WTF videos. This is supposedly legitimate footage of a mothership. I'm not sure I would be walking up upon it as this videographer is, but nonetheless. You can see it is spinning. Rotating. Don't know what the noises were coming out of it, but again, that comes from UFO Hunter. It was uploaded by an unknown, 0 subscribers at that time, YouTube channel. The channel is Ivan0135. Uploaded over a decade ago. Nobody has ever come forward and claimed responsibility. The YouTube channel has never uploaded any additional footage beyond the original. And here's the original. Supposedly footage of aliens walking with humans. And again, as we said, over a decade old and no other videos posted on that channel. These three are asking, how's your day going, Donnie? The last 3 presidents of the United States, none of which are or have been or probably ever will be indicted. I have some trouble with this video coming up here, folks. This is a playground in Boston, Massachusetts. This is a slide. An officer is at the bottom of the slide taking video, and another officer's going to go down the slide. Okay, I got a couple of questions here. Number one, why? Why was the officer doing this? Why, trying to be funny? Were they trying to get a TikTok video out of this? The officer sustained a head injury and had to be hospitalized. The first question is why were police doing this? The second question I have to ask is, if this is so dangerous for cops, why is it in existence, and what's it doing to kids? Let's watch it one more time here. You can hear the other cop laughing as he's coming down, and the laughter stops once he hits the bottom. So if it does that to cops, what's it doing to kids? And, why was the cop doing it in the first place? Another UFO mystery. This time it comes from the International Space Station. While filming a moonwalk or a spacewalk, this object right here suddenly pops into the frame and comes closer to the space station. You can see it is not in any way attached. And this is supposedly legitimate NASA footage. Continuing on with the X scroll. I forgot to mention at the end of Penguin 6's video that he scouted the courthouse as tomorrow at 4 p.m. Donald Trump has to arrive at that courthouse and present himself on the 4 counts that he was indicted on yesterday. And they have fenced off an area, if not the entire courthouse. Why would they have to do that? Well, there are things like this, as we, or at least I, expected to be popping up onto the internet. I'm going to pull this out so we do not get cut off and you can hear everything this guy has to say. It's about a little over 2 minutes.
Washington, D.C. I know.
Okay, here we go. This is why they have to fence things off and why we need to be aware of what may happen.
Why can't 30 million of us, 40 million of us, drive to Washington, D.C.? I know it's a long way for me. I live in Oregon. So all I need is gas, food, and water. That's all I need. That's all I need. That's all we all need to get there. Get there, just sleep in your car, set up shop right there at the White House. What are they going to do if 20, 30 million people converge on the White House?
I know what you're thinking. Some of you are thinking, okay, they tried this last summer. A group called 1776 Restoration Movement tried to take over the Washington Mall. And they had maybe 30, 35 people. I imagine this guy's concept will not generate much more interest, but I'm showing this just so that we are aware of, just so you might be aware, if you're not, what is on the other side of the internet, in case you never venture over to where the far right wingers are.
At Washington, D.C., and demand Joe Biden resign. Demand Kamala Harris resign. What are they going to do? We the people. They work for us. They're not in charge of us. 81 million people did not vote for that person. Didn't happen. No chance.
It was actually 81 million plus,
There's no
so
chance of
technically you're
So
right.
what's stopping us? In 1932, Herbert Hoover, veterans came back from World War I. They were back from World War I, and they were promised a bonus payment, and they never received their bonus payment. They ended up getting it back in 1936, 1938. They got issued their payment. But they went up to D.C., set up shop at the White House, protested, set up camp, had food, and
And what happened to them?
everything. And you know what Herbert Hoover did? He ordered tanks in to clear them out. He ordered the army in to clear them out.
The same thing will happen if you try to do that, especially while the majority of the military is still in country. They haven't been deployed to Iran or Africa or Eastern Europe or the Asian Pacific yet. all those things we'll be talking about tomorrow night with Chris, of course, starting at 10 p.m. live. Chris Martin, our security expert, will have a Q&A and an extended episode tomorrow night.
He ordered the Army to come in and clear fellow veterans, fellow Army, Marines, whatever, out. Destroy the camps. You can watch it. There's video of it. They set fire to it. They used pew-pews on them. 2 were unalived. I mean, there's nothing our government will not do to us. And here's the thing. They have
Okay, this guy doesn't realize he is saying on a live stream, he on the internets, he is saying that he wants 20 million people to come to Washington, D.C., surround the White House, and demand that Joe Biden resign. And then he's going to have problems when the government says, get off of our yard. Now, they're not thinking this all the way through, obviously, which makes it even more dangerous if something were to ignite.
the military behind them because these men, they're so scared that, oh, I'm going to go to Leavenworth if I don't do what they tell me to do. Well, do you think the Nazis thought that too? Just following orders? Right. Just following orders.
Accuse the other side of that, which
we
you
should
are
all
doing.
try.
Keep that in mind. So, again, just to let everyone know that this kind of, and it's not just this guy. This is the one I picked, but there are several out there. They're ready to overthrow the government once again because of the big lies of Donald Trump. I believe he should be. I believe he should be held pending trial, as would any other United States citizen. We'll see if that happens tomorrow or not. This is from a cruise ship. I cannot explain what you are about to see. I'm just going to show it to you. Something massive rises up out of the ocean. I don't know if it's animal, mineral, vegetable, rock formation, UFO, megalodon, but whatever it is, it was captured just off of the right side of this cruise ship. Again, I have no idea what that is. There it is. That's the closest we can get to a still shot. If it is an animal, it is a massive animal. What it is, don't know. Honestly, have not a clue. And this comes from Mysteries Unexplained, and they ask, "What was that?" So, okay, this is a clip from a woman that was at the Trump rally in Pennsylvania this past week, and who understands she's in a cult and is happy about it.
I am a huge Trump supporter, and I was just told yesterday that I was part of a cult, and I'm damn proud of it. I am. Not only does he part of us. He's part of us. He truly is. And the things that the liberals are putting his family through is horrendous.
I'm not sure what liberals are putting his family through, but I am sure she's in a cult. Please do not try this at home. this is okay. The heading for this was the DeSantis campaign. This is my doofus of the week. A skateboarder has a guy pour gasoline all over the bottom of his pants and down a fairly steep grade to shoot a video. And here's what happens. You can probably already guess what's about to happen, but here we go. Light that thing on fire, and of course the fire goes all the way up and catches the guy's pants on fire. Immediately starts burning him. He does the drop and roll. He's trying to do the get out of my pants dance. His friend comes along and tries to slap the fire out, then tries to help him get his pants off. Pants still burning. They eventually get the fire smothered by the other guy laying on it and burning himself as well. So, once again, kids, don't be a D-O-O-F-U-S doofus. All right, D-U-F-U-S, those kind of doofus, we never do anything like this. But don't be the D-O-O-F-U-S doofus. This is NFL coach, Super Bowl winning coach. They beat the Colts, unfortunately. Coach Sean Payton, and he's now the coach of the Denver Broncos.
Keep going. Keep going.
You're the man. Yeah, you are. Hold on. Yeah.
Keep going. Keep going.
You're the man. Yeah, you are.
So I don't know if he's trying to, he's not going to convince somebody to come to his team because he's not recruiting like he's in college. So not sure what's up with that. By the way, it is legal in Colorado. So if he's in Colorado, he's not doing anything illegal. A little bit of something from a wrestler, an actor, and somebody that we need to pay attention to this message just for a minute. John Cena.
There's a word thrown around a lot. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor, and with good reason. Because it means love and devotion for one's country. Love. For a word designed to unite, it can also be pretty divisive. You see, there's more to patriotism than flag sequin onesies and rodeos and quadruple cheeseburgers. Patriotism is love for a country, not just pride in it. But what really makes up this country of ours? What is it we love? It's more than just a huge rock full of animals like cougars and eagles, right? It's the people. Do me a favor. Close your eyes for a second. I want to try something out. Picture the average U.S. citizen. Think about it. How old are they? What's their hair like? How much can they bench? You got one? Okay. So chances are, the person you're picturing right now looks a little different than the real average American. There are 319 million U.S. citizens. 51% are female. So first off, the average American is a woman. Cool, huh? Is that what you pictured? 54 million are Latino, 40 million senior citizens, 27 million are disabled, 18 million are Asian. That's more people in the U.S. than play football and baseball combined. 9 million are lesbian, gay, bi, transgender, more than the entire amount of people that live in the state of Virginia. Around 10 million are redhead, 5.1 million play ultimate frisbee, and 3.5 million are Muslim. Triple the number of people currently serving in the United States military. Almost half the country belongs to minority groups. People who are lesbian, African American, and bi, and transgender, and Native American, and proud of it. We know that labels don't devalue us, they help define us, keeping us dialed into our cultures and our beliefs and who we are as Americans. After all, what's more American than freedom to celebrate the things that make us, us? I mean, it's stitched into the stars and stripes of this country, from the Constitution to Gettysburg, to our motto, E pluribus unum, from many, one. It's even in our country's name, the United States. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, disability, sexuality, race, religion, and any other labels. Because the second any of us judge people based on those labels, we're not really being patriotic, are we? So let's try this one more time. Close your eyes. Picture the average Joe or Joan or Juan or Jean-Luc. The real people who make America, America. And this year, whenever you feel the urge to don those star-spangled shorts, set off fireworks the size of my biceps to show love for our country, remember that to love America is to love all Americans. Because love has no limits.
All right. Again, just a little something I thought maybe we needed to hear from John Cena. And just got notification that, well, never mind, it doesn't matter. I got notification from YouTube that we might have paused the stream. Somebody might have put a copyright out. So if that is the case and we have paused it, I do apologize, but I'm moving forward here. We've just got a couple of more to get through, and this one is going to be troubling as well, especially if you're a fan of Aquaman or Jason Momoa. This is him and his daughters. She was so troubled by it, she eventually took his hand and moved it away. His younger daughter grabs his hand and pulls it off of her chest. We put way too much at times into stars and superstars. And let me get back over here so I can tell you where to find that tweet in case you want to examine it further. It comes from Wall Street Apes. The Discovery Channel picked Hollywood's Jason Momoa to host Shark Week. You can see the uncomfortability here as his underage daughter makes a grossed out face and moves his caressing hand away from her chest. And again, you judge that for yourself. All right, I got another one of these. What the heck is this? What are these? First of all, is this? When I first saw this, I thought it was like a four-headed creature. I'm not sure if it's a four-headed creature or if this person is holding four of these things, whatever they may be. Whatever it is, it's, I don't know if it's a four-headed biting snake worm or if it's four different biting snake worms held together. It's only a 5-second clip, but whatever they are, don't want them anywhere around where I happen to be. And our final take of the night is Mike Pence says, for those that don't know,
normal days, anything but normal. We fit your schedule with our unique tub over.
For those that don't know, I'm going to block this for a second while we could do the ad there. Okay, it was from Bath Fitter. For those that don't know, I ran against Mike Pence when he was a congressman here in Indiana, and I had this all queued up, ready to go, and of course, there we go. Here's Mike made a stop today in central Indiana, about 15 miles from where I'm at right at the moment. He was at our Indiana State Fair, at the state fairgrounds on the well, it's now kind of the east central side of Indianapolis. It used to be the northeast side of Indianapolis until Indianapolis expanded as much as it has. Anyway, I ran against Mike when he was in Congress. I was an independent running on the Democratic ticket, and I've got some stories about him, but for another time. Here's what he had to say today about his former boss, the former President Donald Trump.
Perspective of the indictment, I want the American people to know that I had no right to overturn the election. And then on that day, President Trump asked me to put him over the Constitution, but I chose the Constitution, and I always will. Anyone who puts themselves over the Constitution should never be President of the United States. And anyone who asks someone else to put themselves over the Constitution should never be President of the United States again. What the President maintained that day, and frankly has said over and over again over the last 2.5 years, is completely false. I dismissed it out of hand, but sadly, the President was surrounded by a group of crackpot lawyers that kept telling him what his itching ears wanted to hear. And I had hoped that on this matter of January 6th, that it wouldn't come to this, because I do believe that this is going to further ignite the divide in the country. It'll be up to the government now to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that this actually represented criminal activity. But what I want the American people to know is that I know in my heart of hearts that I did my duty under the Constitution that day.
So
All
again,
right.
he really did.
Again, that was that comes from my local TV, one of my local TV channels here. I think it's channel 13. Why is it not? Is it not showing who it comes from? Okay, well, it comes from one of my local TV channels. The guy says Trump tried to get me to put the Constitution over him, and then he comes back and says, "But I think it was the attorneys. I think Trump was listening. The attorneys were saying what Trump wanted to hear." I bring that up because it has been leaked that the Trump tactic in this upcoming indictment is going to be to say that it is all Rudy Giuliani, John Eastman, what's her name, Sidney Powell, the four attorneys. It's going to be the four attorneys that are responsible, and of course not Trump. Trump didn't do anything wrong. He's a victim of all this. It was all the attorneys' fault, and Pence seems to have gotten the memo and started to play into that. So look for that to be coming from other prominent Republicans, that how all Trump did was listen to his attorneys, because I have a feeling, and well, it's kind of been leaked to me that is the strategy that they are going to try to pursue. So with all that said, I took about 10 minutes longer than I wanted to. And with that being said, I will be back tomorrow night. We'll be doing a live. I'll be able to be back in the studio, hopefully sitting in the chair. And I'm a little beat up and banged up. For those that don't know, I suffered a fall yesterday when my dog got her line tangled around my ankles and pulled my feet out from under me. Put me down on the cement on my right side pretty hard, but I'm hanging in there. I'm doing all right. And I'll be back tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Chris Martin's going to be joining us, our security expert. Chris is one of, if not the most, he's been a guest more times than, well, Lori Arnold's probably passed him in the number of times she's been on the show. But Chris is right up there, if not the number one person that's been on the show, at least in the top 3, I'm going to say. And it's always interesting when he's on. And tomorrow night we're going to do a Q&A as well. So I hope you'll join us for that. I thank you for joining me for this, and I ask that you hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the share, and join us tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Once again, right here on Doofus After Dark. I love y'all like chocolate chip cookies. Have a great night. Namaste. Shalom. Shalom. Assalamu alaikum. Blessings be upon each and every one of you. Live long and prosper. Peace. Love. Soul train. And it's a dark world. Try to be a light. Thanks for being here. Love you.